Hi guys, my name is Shannon. So here's my why, but here's a little background on me as well. Um, let's see. I am a single mom. My son is 18 and will be going off to college in the fall. For the past 5 years, he has played elite soccer in addition to regular soccer with school and the community. He has been on 3 different teams, but for the past 3 years, he has been with our semi pro team here in Pittsburgh with their academy team. So, the soccer piece has taken us all over almost all over the country, and as well as going to Italy for a tournament his first year. So, I will just say that it hasn't been cheap. Okay, it's been kind of expensive, and as a single mom, it's been, a struggle, but something that I haven't been willing to take away from my son. Some other things about me. I am a reading specialist / literacy coordinator at a charter school in Pittsburgh. I have been there for the past 7 years. I went into teaching as a second career. I had been working in retail for years, and as a secretary at a Christian school when my son was little, and while I was putting myself through my bachelor's program to get a bachelor's degree in marketing. I got that and couldn't really find a job here or anywhere that paid enough to support my son and I. So I decided the best situation was to go back to school, and decided to go back to school for education. So I graduated with a master's in early childhood and elementary ed, and moved my son and I to Virginia for a couple years, where I found a teaching position, which is awesome. As I didn't have to sub, which is the situation for most teachers in Pennsylvania. You have to sub at least a year before they'll offer you a job. It's just kind of how it is. There's too many teachers here. So moved him there for 2 years. He was very sad. He missed his family. He missed his friends. I went through, in that time period, getting engaged, and then finding out some not so great things about my fiance during marriage premarital counseling, and called off the wedding and moved back home because it was just a lot to deal with on my own without my family around. And I don't want to cry, but it's been a really emotional day, so deal with me. That situation still makes me really sad. So anyway, I knew I wanted to go back to school for my reading specialist cert, so I came back to Pittsburgh, subbed for a year while I was getting my reading specialist certificate, which is essentially like having yet another master's degree. And not long after finishing, I did get a job at my current school. So that was great. So that's like my background, and I'm still there, and I've pushed my way up to, literacy coordinator at that school and managing a multi-million-dollar grant. Sadly, it doesn't pay multi-millions of dollars. Something else, a little background, for almost 4 years ago, my stepfather, who was basically my dad, he had been in my life since I was 3 or 4 years old. He passed away from a glioblastoma, which is a brain tumor. When we found out all of that, and he went through surgery and chemo and everything, my mom had to retire to be able to take care of him. So she never went back to work, and we all still live together. So my why are them, honestly, to give them a great life. Okay, my son, like I said, is going to college in the fall. He's playing soccer at this school that he wants to, or that he's going to. Um, right now, he feels like it's a really good decision, the choice that he made. However, he shared with me last night that he has this fear that he's going to get there and it's not going to be as great of a decision as he thought, and that he may end up transferring. And like, here we are, it's May, he's not even on campus yet. So fingers crossed and lots of prayers that he decides that it is the best place for him. I think it is. The fact that his soon-to-be coach has told them they have to read a book, and it's a personal development type book on team building, kind of confirms that for me. Just, he's a great guy. But anyway, I digress. He got a great financial aid package. I can't even complain about the financial aid package, except for the fact that it leaves a gap for us. So he is taking out a little bit of loans. I took out some loans just to ease some things as I pay for it. I want to build this business so that those loans are all gone for the both of us, because I still have my own loans from graduate school. So I'd like to get rid of those loans too, and get us to be on a great place financially, a better place financially. I'd also like to do that for my mom, because I have seen her struggle and struggle and struggle over the years since I was a kid. And I just want her to finally have that sense of peace about her finances and not worry about where something's coming from. I have her, she drinks Shakeology and she loves it, which is awesome because I know it's helping her health as well. She's a 12-year breast cancer survivor, so I definitely don't want to see that come back. Sorry. Because of the chemo for when she did that, she has a pacemaker. And it's not that she has heart problems, but her heart's just not as strong. So she has her own health issues. And I want her to be as healthy as possible because I definitely don't want to lose her. So my why for this business and why I do this is so much more than money, but it's getting and keeping my family healthy. I'm so sorry. I initially, some background as far as me being a coach. I found Anita on Instagram somehow. Back in December of 2014. She was talking about Max 30, and I had tried Insanity before and kind of loved it. We had a love-hate relationship, but I really liked the sound of Max 30. I was approaching my 40th birthday, and I had already decided for myself that I was not going to be fat at 40. So it was just perfect timing. What I was doing wasn't really helping me reach that goal. I was eating healthy or eating healthier and working out several days a week, at least 3 to 4 days a week during my son's soccer practices. And I wasn't seeing a lot of progress, so I figured, well, let's give this a shot. I still wasn't seeing a lot of progress with the workouts and eating healthy, so I went to my doctor. And nothing was wrong, but he was just like, hey, try this. And, so I tried eliminating sugars and eliminating processed foods, eliminating bread, white rice, that type of stuff. And that totally jump-started my weight loss. I am down 35 pounds total at this point. Kind of been just maintaining right now. It's been a stressful year as it's my son's senior year, so it's been kind of crazy, and I get like this on occasion just because I'm gonna miss him. So anyway, after a couple months of doing Max 30 and following this non-processed food diet, People started asking what I was doing, and they wanted it. So I was like, oh, I'll tell you who my coach is. And I passed word along to Anita, and Anita said, why don't you be a coach? And it didn't take much convincing. I was like, okay, sure. I had been looking at other business opportunities for myself at that point. So it was kind of a no-brainer. I was like, well, this looks like it's legit, and let's do this. Let's see what happens. Plus, it was going to help me to continue to stay on track and kind of give me, I was already doing it. I was already posting stuff about workouts. I was already posting things about what I was eating. So it just came kind of naturally for me to do this. And I became Emerald in my first month, which was awesome. But I've been hanging at Emerald now for over a year, and it's frustrating, and it's time to push forward for real. So I'm hoping that by working really hard, like I have been, but probably not as hard as I could be, that I will reach that first goal of many for this year. So that's my why. That's where I've come from. That's my story. Yeah, I hope and pray and am putting into place a plan to make it all happen soon. All right, thanks. Have an awesome weekend, guys.